the fucking shower. I don't need the fucking shower.
No, shut up. No, shut up.
No, I didn't even fucking need to sleep. I just need to keep working.
No. Go take a shower. Milah, you've been working at this all day.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. I just need to get this out to the people.
They've already got 3 episodes. Isn't that enough to go on a 4-month hiatus?
I don't need a 4-month hiatus. I just need more background noise.
Today, we're gonna talk about the guy who came so hard, his balls exploded.
Milah, you've been animating for so long, you're not even watching a real video.
Oh my god. Oh, you're right. Maybe I could use a break.
Yes, a vacation is in order. You've been working non-stop for 3 episodes. I think we need some well-reserved R&R.
Man, a vacation. I'd kill for one of those right now.
Why not? Let's go. We can use some of your cartoon money and go anywhere in the world. Chrisfield, Princess Anne, Baltimore. The world is ours.
I have always wanted to go to Westover. And I've been releasing these cartoons to a relative acclaim. We could probably even go to Bethesda. I haven't even checked my AdSense. Let's see where 4 months of solid labor can take us. I'm ready to go somewhere that's worth $4! Where the hell are we supposed to go for $4? Well, this wasn't what I expected, but we got 3 nights booked in a refurbished Motel 6.
Where are we again? Is this hell?
Worse. Pittsburgh.
Are you the devil?
Worse. I used to run this place.
Don't engage, Mark. I've been told that the homeless people practically run this town.
I don't claim to run this town. Not anymore. I'm ashamed I even had a part in this whole thing. Here, don't believe me?
I mean, it looks real. Still, you could have looted this off of some failed display.
Well, they don't give these out to just anybody.
Oh shit! He must be the real deal.
I was, at least from 1934 to 1936, when I turned this town into a hellscape. I don't believe I've introduced myself. My name is William McNair, and I ruined West Pennsylvania.
Wait. This is supposed to be a break from making videos. That introduction sure as hell seemed like the start to another political lecture.
Come on, let's hear the guy out. This could lead to something interesting. Besides, it's not often you get to meet someone who regrets everything they've ever done. Aside from the bathroom mirror. Every morning. Forever.
Come with me to my office. What's left of it anyway. I can give you the tour of what used to be my pride and joy. This way. Here. Can you tell your robot to stop?
Mark!
Sorry. So this is Pittsburgh, huh? Freaky. I see why it's so cheap.
This isn't even the worst of it. You should see the underground sewer communities. I wasn't supposed to talk about them.
It's okay. I already forgot. What's over there?
That's the Ohio River. The worst flood in the history of Pittsburgh happened because of that river under my leadership.
Whoa, is that what ruined this place? I mean, Pittsburgh does kind of feel like the essence of a shipwreck.
The flood's far from the worst thing that's ever happened here. If anything, the clizzing rains probably did this city good. Anyway, right here's the mayor's office.
Huh. This seems like the only nice building for miles. Hey, if you live here, then how come we found you on the street?
Because I'm a former mayor. They just let me keep the old office when they renovated. It's around back.
Did anyone else just feel a chill?
I'm too busy trying to forget that I rolled right through a dead rat. Of all the days to not wear my protective wheel cases.
is where we get off. It still looks like how I left it all those years ago. Please, have a seat. You're gonna want to get comfortable for this story.
Yeah, I don't know if comfortable is exactly conducive with this place.
Is he always like this?
Well, we're usually both bitingly sarcastic. I'm just trying to be polite because we're talking to a former political figure.
I appreciate your dignity, young lady. Here it is, my old film strips. I would like to play a few videos I had made all those years ago.
Ooh, it's like a trip to the movies. Vacation is on.
Just gotta set up. There.
The bustling town of Pittsburgh, one of our nation's pride. With a strong city comes a strong mayor, and William McNair is the only man for the job.
The only man for the job if the job was doing it wrong. This is the story of William McNair.
This is
the
kind of sad.
Yeah, but I feel like we have to hear him out.
Do you think this history lecture would go any faster if we imagined mini Milah giving it?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Pittsburgh, huh? When I say Pittsburgh, I'm really referring to western Pennsylvania as a whole, but that's not as narratively enticing. It's crazy. Pennsylvania is the best state in the Union, and so much of it is barren and terrible. Really just shows how much southeast Pennsylvania carries. But we're not talking about how good East Pennsylvania is, we're talking about how terrible West Pennsylvania is. North Pennsylvania will have to wait to another episode. In order to understand where it all went so wrong, we need to take a couple steps back, way back, all the way to 1681, the year Pennsylvania was formed, known as Penn's Woods after William Penn's father. All this to pay off some debt. Of course, this shape wasn't decided until way later, but this general shape has always been understood as Pennsylvania, especially this part. At least for this video, most of this stuff is just forest anyway. Right here, about 300 years ago, during the 7 Years' War, there was another guy, ironically also named William Pitt, who put up a fort. They called this one Fort Pitt, and the surrounding settlement was known as Pittsburgh. Of course, the war only lasted like 7 years, but afterwards the people were still there, so of course they formed a township. Pitt Township. Here we start to see the downfall of this once great township. Hey, are you two paying attention? Yeah. I was more referring to your friend. He seems a bit spaced out. Mark. Hey, Mark!
Huh? What? I was paying attention, I swear. Just in my own robot way. That's a real thing, you robophobe.
Hey, I'm not trying to get caught up in robo-technicalities. I'm just making sure you're paying attention to the most important part. My whole point is that war has ruined this city. We can see that start in 1815 when we became a manufacturing town.
So? I love manufacturing. I attribute my whole life to manufacturing.
Yeah, but not like this! The whole place has become built around building. It became a cruel altar to everything wrong with our modernizing society. Pittsburgh represents a prioritization of industry, allowing everything else to fall to the wayside, forcing its residents to fend for themselves. I didn't even realize this, and if I did, I would have tried to stop it. But I enabled everything to get even worse.
Worse than it already was? Weren't you guys already producing tons and tons of steel? Wasn't this place hell with the lid off? Pittsburgh was legitimately terrible. Hell with the lid off is almost an understatement. According to NASA, at one point the air quality was twice as bad as Beijing on a bad day. People needed to use lanterns during the day because it was so smoky out. I guess that's just what happens when you're burning coal all day. And things didn't come any better come the Second World War. The Civil War was bustling enough for Pitt. Can you imagine what would happen if the Allies took on half the world? It does not bode well for the western part of Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh produced 95 million tons of steel in just, 7 years? That's like 40,000 tons per day. This is not only bad for Pittsburgh itself, but let's not forget what happened in Donora. That's right, let's talk about the time the city of Pittsburgh literally killed 20 people. The year was 1948, and it was Halloween, come to think of it. The pollution from Pittsburgh had wafted south to the sleepy town of Donora, leading to what's known as an anticyclone, causing a smog so thick residents were even getting lost. This level of polluted air led to 20 people dying and almost 1,000 others reporting illness. Now, Donora is about 30 miles south of Pittsburgh, so let's draw a 30-mile radius circle around Pittsburgh. This will now be known as the Death Zone. You are not safe from Pittsburgh! Ever since this incident, Pittsburgh's population has fallen over 50%, and even though they try to tell you things have improved, Pittsburgh's air quality is still falling below standard in smog, short-term and long-term pollution, the only city in the United States to be failing all three categories. The water isn't much better either, and it's not the reason you'd think. Pittsburgh's water isn't clean not because of the pollution, but because of the sewage in it. These pipes were made in the 1900s, and the sewer system was built like 50 years later. Basically, if it rains too much, the stormwater will take the sewage and dump it into the Ohio, Allegheny, and the Monongahela. So not only are these rivers full of human remains, they're full of human waste!
I think I get it now. Should we be wearing masks?
Probably.
Now you guys understand why this place is a hellhole, one that is uncontained, making the surrounding area equally terrible?
Yeah, I get it. Can you believe we came here of our own volition?
Jeez, how bad was your previous situation? You know, the only people to come here were escaped slaves and the Irish fleeing the Great Famine.
Well, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I just make cartoons and hate myself.
Doesn't that come with the package?
I was hoping I'd be the exception.
Hey, one thing I'm not sure of. Why did you introduce yourself as the worst mayor?
Well, I don't recall saying that.
Not important. Do you have any fun anecdotes about being mayor?
Well, now that you mention it.
Pause. This part of the lecture is more tangential than anything, but when this episode was just a twinkle in my eye, I had to come up with some way to move the plot along. For this episode, I had the bright idea for them to be accompanied by a former mayor and have them explain what went wrong. When I was going through, I decided to pick one from the list. I was thinking one from around World War II. I was originally going to pick this guy, William McGee, because of his name, but I settled on William McNair because he was closer to World War II, and boy, what a choice I made. This guy was pretty crazy. I feel like I could mold him into whatever I wanted for this episode, A, because nobody really knows him, and B, because he's dead. But I think it's safe to say the real McNair would never have been this courteous. William McNair was kind of a crazy person. So, he was pretty much a first-time politician, and you hacks at home, so you want these politicians who aren't politicians. Here's how that turns out. Mr. McNair was basically a libertarian LARPer who flew too close to the sun. This guy hated everyone else in government, even to the point where he set up his own office to differentiate his leadership from the big bads of the city council. His leadership was so crazy the governor of Pennsylvania cut off funding to the town, which I guess was only fair because just a bit later he was nearly kicked out of a congressional hearing when he kept demanding to end federal taxes. After the biggest flood in Pittsburgh's history, McNair defaulted on the debt, and after a flurry of disdain, he decided to resign in protest. But when people didn't cry for him to come back, he tried to reverse his resignation, but that's not how that works, and thus his political fate was sealed. He never won another election despite running, and 12 years later, he died. Alright, that's enough about this guy. I just thought that was a fun side story. What were you in the middle of saying, Mark?
And you really saved all those kids.
Yeah, or something like that.
And I can't believe they forced you to step down, but I'm amazed you had the integrity to keep going.
Thanks, guys. Really.
You've moved me. What do you want us to do about this?
Well, I've been thinking about this for a while now. We need to burn down Pittsburgh. This whole city is polluted enough that the entire thing is flammable. Ground, air, hell, even the damn water will catch. If I toss these cups of lighter fluid into the trash can with a lighter to chase, this whole thing will be gone in 2 days' time.
Oh, wait. I'm a robot. Well, wait, you're gonna burn this city down?
By the time the smoke is even discernible from the smog, it'll be too late to salvage the city. West Pennsylvania will be reclaimed by Appalachia soon enough.
Are you going to kill us?
No. I'm not gonna take you with me. You guys are worth saving, unlike the rest of this godforsaken city.
By the way, guys, I learned that from Milah's Declassified School Shooting Survivor Guide, Step 4, ask if they're gonna kill you. See? Don't say I never taught you anything.
Milah, you selfish bastard. We can't just run away from this like we run away from everything else.
You wanna try reasoning with this guy? I think he's made up his mind.
Yeah, but we're the ones to push him over the edge. We should at least try to rein him in.
You got any idea on how to talk to this guy? Go for it.
Hey, Mr. Mayor Man! Maybe burning down the whole city is a bit much? You know, maybe you could...
Find it in your heart to spend the money allocated to children's shoes on children's shoes.
Oh my god. You're just like them. You're not worth saving. You two are gonna go do the same thing as the people who walked in here 90 years ago. How's this?
Good going, Bullhead! Now we're both gonna die!
At least we're going out as heroes.
But nobody knows we're here! Avenge me!
We're alive, but how?
Where even are we? So, Mark, we made it to Pittsburgh. Let's just try enjoying ourselves.
So, none of that really happened, huh? What about the stuff we learned about Pittsburgh? Was that all true?
Judging from these historical plaques, it seems like it was.
So you're saying our minds conjured up a psychosis about why Pittsburgh is a hellhole and there weren't any inaccuracies? How is that even possible?
I guess deep down everybody just has innate knowledge about the atrocities of the pit.
That seems true. Hey, Milah, it wouldn't be rude if I asked if we...
Leave immediately? Yeah, let's get out of here. You know, the best vacations make home feel like a castle.
Do you think we're missing anything important back home? Yeah.
Yeah, like anything interesting ever happens at our house.
Hello. I'm the FBI, you know. Dick Steamsworth for Thaddeus Harvey Oswald.